Hello, everyone. My name is Russ Wagner, and just in case some of you have not run into me before, and I hope that's true, um, I'm the founder and general overseer of Omega Kingdom Ministry, which the Lord led us to start in 2003, 21 years ago. Our mission is to train, equip, and release leaders of home congregations, and we've been doing that for a while. We just returned, our prayer team just returned from an assignment in New York City and in Washington, D.C. And I can tell you more about that in future videos and also on the blog, which I'll tell you how to find the blog at the end of this video. But for today, I need to share with you a dream that the Lord gave me very early in the morning a week ago. It was on the morning of August the 21st. We were actually in Washington, D.C. area, camped out, and preparing to go into Washington, D.C. to do the prayer assignment that the Lord gave us to do there. Early that morning, between 3:30 and 5:30 a.m., the Lord gave me a dream regarding President Trump. And I can tell you that I have never had a dream before of President Trump, and never had one that was quite this vivid and filled with so many details, analogies. And what I thought I'd do is read the dream to you from my journal. So I won't be looking at the camera very much. I'll be reading from my notes. And then at the end, after I read the dream to you, I'll share with you the interpretation after sharing with 12 close associates in the apostolic ministry and prophetic ministry. And we have an interpretation and some application as well. So let me read the dream from my notes. Here we go. This is August the 21st, between 3:30 and 5:30 a.m. Very early this morning, I had a dream. In this dream, I'm at a Trump rally in an indoor type stadium or coliseum. Trump is speaking on the platform. After he concludes his speech, he comes off the platform and sits down beside me on my right-hand side. He puts his left arm around my shoulder and embraces me. I feel like he's trying to comfort me. That's the end of the first scene, and then the scenery changes. In the second scene, I'm sitting in the cab of a pickup truck, a standard two-door cab with a bench-type front seat. I'm sitting on the far right-hand side, passenger seat. Donald Trump is in the middle seat, and someone else is driving the truck. I do not recognize the driver. The truck is not like our Dodge Ram truck. This truck is very modern, four-wheel drive, almost sci-fi looking. All I could see was the inside of the cab. Didn't see anything outside. All I saw was the cab and the instrument panel. There were lots of switches and knobs and gauges and levers on the dash. There was a forward drive stick. I just called it that because it's so different from a standard shift on the floor or an automatic shift on the column. It was on the left-hand side. And I just called it a drive stick on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. And it's an up and down lever. There was no 1-2 drive and there was no reverse. Just up is forward and down is stop. It's wintertime in Indiana. The road is snow and ice covered. There's a snowbank on both sides of the road from where the snowplow piled the snow. We're driving south on the road, but kinda out of control. The truck is swerving and sliding all over the road from one side to the other. We see bright headlights coming at us in the road ahead. They're headed directly at us. I sense that we're about to have a head-on collision. And in the dream, I begin to feel apprehensive, like concerned. The driver swerves left and up over a snowbank and out into a field. We go a little ways in the field. The oncoming vehicle passes by us. The driver swerves back to the right, but he overcorrects and ends up off the road on the right side. He crosses another snowbank on the right side of the road and comes to a stop on an ice-covered lake. I sense that we're about to break through the ice and sink. I'm even more apprehensive now. It's like, oh no, we're in big trouble. I look over at the driver and he's slumped over the steering wheel, either passed out or dead. And I'm saying, now what? Trump says to me, you have to drive and get us out of here. I said, I don't know if I can drive this thing. I was concerned about the all the buttons and all the knobs, and it was not like any truck I've ever driven before. I said, I don't know if I can drive this thing. I look over at the driver's seat and he's gone. I don't know what happened to him, but the driver's seat is empty, vanished. Trump says, the seat is empty. You have to drive. He was quite forceful. I climb over Trump and get in the seat under the wheel, in the driver's seat under the wheel. I start the truck, raise the drive lever, cross the snowdrift, and back onto the road. End of dream. Well, I consulted with 12 people, brothers and sisters in the Lord, who are associated with Omega Kingdom Ministry, and some who are not, some who are authors and people that are well known in apostolic and prophetic ministry. And we have some interpretation of this dream for us. And I want to first of all say that it's not about me. I'm in it, but I'm in it as a representative or an ambassador of the King. It's not about Russ Wagner, not even about Omega Kingdom Ministry. This is a dream about America. Let me give you some interpretation of the symbols. First of all, the truck represents the United States of America, and President Trump in this dream represents the government. You remember that the dream has a left side and a right side, just like the United States of America currently has a left side and a right side. The left side represents the liberal, socialism, political party of the Democrats. The right side represents the conservative, patriotic, and even Christian Republican Party. I'm in the dream not as Russ Wagner, but I'm in the dream as a representative of the King, an ambassador of the kingdom of God, and a representative of the ecclesia of Christ. The driver, the other driver that's in the seat that disappears somehow, I believe represents the cabal or the deep state, the evil actors, the evil trillionaires, or even the Nephilim. And it's interesting that in the dream, President Trump is not driving the truck. Someone else is. But he disappears, or he's taken out of the seat somehow. I think one of the most significant things is, well, there's several significant things, but there's headlights coming at us on the road. We believe those headlights are Satan's effort at trying to destroy the United States of America. Now, whether God used him or God was allowing it to happen, nevertheless, it was coming head on, and we were headed for a very bad collision. But the driver swerved left, going off left into a field. I believe that field was the field of medicine. And I believe that President Trump went over into the field of medicine and became, what would you say, a partner with Big Pharma, and brought out the vax to everyone in the world, really, everyone in the United States, certainly. But then as he swerved left, this head-on collision was averted and delayed. It didn't happen. The driver swerved over to the right and came to stop on a frozen lake, thin ice. And I believe that represents the conservative political movement in America. It's stalled out. It's not really going anywhere. And it's thin ice. I believe the thin ice represents the institutional, traditional, man made church that's in covenant relationship with the world through the 501c3 incorporation. That's a covenant with the world. And it's really thin ice. The whole Republican Party is thin ice, not the place to put your trust. It's not the solid rock that Jesus said, upon this rock I will build my ecclesia. The wise man builds his house upon the rock, not on sand, and certainly not on thin ice. So, one of the things that really struck me was there's an empty seat. And President Trump turns to me. And I believe he's turning to me as an ambassador of the king, a representative of kingdom values, of kingdom lifestyle. And he's asking the ecclesia, or at least making room for the ecclesia to rise up into its position of authority and dominion over this earth that God gave to Adam in the Garden of Eden. And Jesus gave to his disciples when he said, all authority has been given unto me. And he gave the authority and the power to the disciples to trample upon all the serpents. We have the power, we have the authority. He's given to us the keys to the kingdom. We have the keys to the truck. And the seat is empty. It's a great invitation for the ecclesia of Christ to rise up into its position to take the authority that God has given us to do the decrees and the declarations and to bring this truck back on the road. Now, I didn't mention the road yet. The road is totally separate from the left and the right. There's a left bank and snowdrift, and there's a right bank snowdrift. Neither one of them is the road. The road represents the kingdom destiny of America. And we've lost our way. We've swerved left, we've swerved right, depending on who becomes the president. We're all over the road, out in the field, over on thin ice. That's not the kingdom destiny for America, for our nation. I believe that God has destiny plans for every nation, just like he has plans for my life and plans for your life. And a nation can miss the destiny plans just like you or I could miss the destiny plans for our lives. In this dream, I believe President Trump is embracing the destiny plans for America, that is, that the United States of America be the platform for the preaching of the gospel of the kingdom of God to all the nations of the world. And my first part of the dream, I want to go back to the first part. In the first part, I'm sitting out in the audience at a Trump rally, and he comes down off the platform and sits beside me, and then puts his arm around me. And in the dream, I felt like he was trying to comfort me or protect me. In the second part of the dream, he provides an empty seat and asks me to get into it. This is amazing. This dream rattled my mind and has done a work on me. I must obey the Lord and tell you that while in past months I was skeptical about even voting because of the machines that are corrupt, but because of this dream, I can tell you that I will be voting in the national election. And I'll not only be voting for President Trump, I'll be praying for him. We're working on having a night of prayer, of decrees and declarations. It's lock and load number 12 of our decrees and declarations. And we're working on putting that together for a nationwide time of prayer for our nation to get out of the snowdrifts and back on the road in the kingdom destiny plans for our nation. The Lord bless you all. If you wish to know more about Omega Kingdom Ministry, you can go to okmtraining.org. Our assignment is to train, equip, and release leaders of home congregations. Or if you want to follow more of my blog, which is going to be about the tour of the 10 cities that God assigned me to go to and pray and prophesy, we'll be doing a blog soon on New York and Washington, D.C. You can find the blog at okmtraining.blogspot, B-L-O-G-S-P-O-T, okmtraining.blogspot.com. That's it for now. The Lord bless you, and we'll be back with some more recorded videos soon.